Welcome to Lightning Ministries Daily Devotional. Today's topic, God's Not Done. Reading from Judges chapter 16, this is a story about Samson and Delilah. If you've never read the story, I would encourage you to. It's a story about deceit and misguidance and selfishness and lust and desire, all wrapped up into one little funny package. But I realized that today, as we look further into the story about Samson himself, as part of the vow his parents had made to the Lord, Samson's hair had never been cut at all. Now, when Delilah, which wasn't actually a believer like Samson was, because he wanted to go astray, he extracted this secret for his superhuman strength. She was really trying to get it out of him. She traded the information for a sizable sum of silver wealth and to conspire with her friends that were Philistines. Now, I realize in this story that Delilah then steadily, when she understood what was giving him his power or his strength, was she cut his hair so that his enemies could ambush him, blind him, and put him into prison in chains. You know, it's funny in the story, it talks about him once he was blinded, he had to push a grinding wheel. That's what his slave drivers did to him. It was a point of humiliation for Samson that he discovered that his hair wasn't really the source of all of his strength, that it was God. And in the final moments of Samson's life, when they tied him up to the pillars of a banquet so that those that were there could taunt him and view him as a loser, and I'm using my term loosely in that, Samson at that point was able to fulfill the promise God made to his parents during his birth. Now, Samson was able to overthrow the Philistines at the seat of their idolatrous worship party. But really the final act that I find here that's probably a more powerful reminder is that as long as you and I are alive, it's not too late to fulfill the Lord's purpose for our lives. That's why I named it, God's Not Done. You know, a lot of us think that when we go through things or when we lose things or when things don't happen the way we do, our life's over with. We might as well just quit and give up. So if you feel hopeless or you think that you've made too many mistakes to be useful to the Lord Himself, think again. No matter what you and I do or where we go or where we've come from, we're precious in the eyes of God Himself. And His goal is to conform us into the image of His Son, a Christ-like attitude and an image in that sense, and to work through us in a way to reveal not only His glory, but His purpose for our lives. I challenge you today, no matter what you're going through, and believe me, I'm going through things too. And the reason you see yarn behind me is because I realize that our lives are all held on by a thread. And depending upon which way we go, will depend on which way the pendulum of that string swings. If we're dead on, we have Christ in our life, He's our center and our focus for everything that we do, allowing Him to be in control, allowing us to serve Him in a way that glorifies Him and not ourselves, then your string is going to have a lot more strength as a rope than it will as a thin line. I challenge you to spend some time today in God's Word. If you're a believer, I challenge you to trust Him with all of your heart, all of your soul, and all of your mind, and lean not on your understanding, lean on His. Hey, thanks for listening today. Thanks for taking the time out to hear what I have to say about what God's doing through me to share this message with you. Have a blessed day.